Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Children, today we are going to read a poem by William Wordsworth, The Solitary Reaper. Behold her, single in the field. Behold her, look at her, single, alone in the field. Yon here means that person in front or the one we are referring to. Yon solitary. The person we are referring to is alone, solitary, all by herself. Highland lass, living on the mountains, a young lady, reaping and singing by herself. What was she doing there? She was reaping and singing. Reaping, cutting the ready crop, and singing by herself. Stop here or gently pass. If you stop here or you, by the way, on your way passing nearby, you will listen to this young lady singing songs and cutting the crop. Alone she cuts and binds the grain, the crop, and sings a melancholy strain, a poem, melancholy, sad song. Oh, listen for the wail profound, valley, deep valley, profound, a deep valley. Oh, listen for the deep valley is overflowing with the sound, overflowing. Everywhere you could hear the singing of this young girl. No, now you see in the second paragraph, first of all, we have been told that there is a young lady who is cutting the crop as well as she's singing, and she's all alone by herself. But in the second stanza, her voice has been compared. Now let's see to what. No nightingale did ever chant. Chant means sing. More welcome notes to weary bands, tired travelers. No one has ever listened to such a beautiful song. And even a nightingale, which is very, very famous, popular for its beautiful voice, cannot beat the beauty of this song, of this voice, of this young girl. No nightingale did ever chant more welcome notes to weary bands of travelers in some shady haunts among Arabian sands. In the areas around Arabian sands, haunts means a place which is frequently or mostly visited by anyone or any in particular. A voice so thrilling never was heard. And what does the poet say? This voice was no ordinary voice, most thrilling, interesting, sweet to hear, nice to listen to it. And this voice, a voice so thrilling, never was heard in springtime from the cuckoo bird. Cuckoo is another type of bird that sings beautifully. This is also famous for its beautiful voice. So, even in the springtime, when the cuckoo sings, that cannot also be compared with this beautiful, thrilling voice. Breaking the silence of the seas among the farthest Hebrides. Now, Hebrides are the islands around in Great Britain, and never around Great Britain, near the islands or near the seas or in the springtime, nobody could ever hear more beautiful sound, more beautiful voice than this girl's voice. It was very, very attractive and thrilling to listen to it. Will no one tell me what she sings? Now, the first stanza told us about the young girl. The second stanza tells us what her voice has been compared to a nightingale and to cuckoo. In the third stanza, the poet is asking a question. What she is singing is not familiar to him, but he wishes to know what is she singing, actually what it means. Will no one tell me what she sings? Perhaps the plaintive numbers flow. Maybe some sad musical numbers she's singing. Other than this, I do not know what it means. For old, unhappy, far-off things and battles long ago. He's just asking a question, whether it is some sad song, some sad note regarding some battles or someone who's unhappy. What does all those words mean? He's not clear about that. Is it something sad note? Or is it some more humble lay? Is it some kind of a poem? A short poem? Familiar matter of today? Or is it some more humble lay? Familiar matter of today? Is it a matter of daily matter which is being sung in the form of a poem? Some natural sorrow, or maybe it is about some nature sorrow, loss or pain. What is it? He's worried, he's anxious to know. That has been, and maybe again, something which has been inflicted has affected this girl. That is why she's singing this song. So it's a question that confuses the poet, and he wishes to know, what is the song about? Is it some sad note about some battle, a loss, a pain, or some natural sorrow? It's a question which has not been answered. Whatever the theme, whatever the idea of the poem, the maiden sang as if her song could have no ending. She went on and on and on. She sang with great depth and lot of feelings in her voice. Then the poet once again repeats, I saw her singing at her work and over the sickle bending. Sickle is a kind of a tool to cut the crop. It's a kind of a crescent shaped with a handle, and she is bending down to cut the crop with the sickle. And the poet saw her when she was working, and at the same time, simultaneously, she was singing. I listened, motionless and still, and as I mounted up the hill, as I climbed up the hill, the music in my heart I bore. That means the music, the voice, the beautiful, thrilling voice, it seemed sorrowful, melancholic. It went deep down into my heart and lasted long after it was heard no more. Although many years passed away, but that voice could never be forgotten. Assalamu alaikum. This is only a reading lesson just to improve your pronunciation and your fluency in reading. You can enhance your reading skill. So let's do the reading. Once I'll do it, and you are going to listen to it and practice yourself. Exiled. Searching my heart for its true sorrow, this is the thing I find to be. That I am weary of words and people, sick of the city, wanting the sea. Wanting the sticky, salty sweetness of the strong wind and shattered spray. Wanting the loud sound and the soft sound of the big surf that breaks all day. Always before about my dooryard, marking the reach of the winter sea. Rooted in sand and dragging driftwood, straggled the purple wild sweet pea. Always I climbed the wave at morning, shook the sand from my shoes at night, that now am caught beneath great buildings, stricken with noise, confused with light. If I could hear the green piles groaning under the windy wooden piers, see once again the bobbing barrels and the black sticks that fence the weirs. If I could see the weedy mussels crusting the wrecked and rotting hulls, hear once again the hungry crying overhead of the wheeling gulls, feel once again the shanty straining under the turning of the tide, fear once again the rising fresher, break the bell in the fog outside. I should be happy, that was happy all day long on the coast of Maine. I have a need to hold and handle shells and anchors and ships again. I should be happy that am happy, never at all since I came here. I am too long away from water. I have a need of water near.